I've been acclimating this to the outdoors, but it's getting ready to get really cold again. This is an olive tree that defoliated. I'm hoping it still has life in it, so I don't want... It was a mistake putting Swiss chard in with this tree, because the Swiss chard can handle these cold temperatures and the tree cannot. So I have to pick a day that's good for both of them to put them out. Later it will be warm enough. Still bringing out things from my overflow from last year's garden. These are going to be kitchen garden pots for the deck, since I can't use greenhouse 2. All my cold crops went into pots. This one too. I have to find another place to put the sweet potato today. And this one can start acclimating and eventually go on the deck. I already have my celery pots on the deck. And my herb pot. They're cold tolerating things that are up in the garden. Oregano and chives. Herb propagations from fall are being potted up. Later I'll have a tray for them, but I haven't finished yet. I'm working on the vegetable garden. I'm gonna get to potting up and then take a break to warm up. It's colder out here than I'd like it to be. Just about there. So we had a sale. We had a pop-up sale this week. And I was able to sell some of my stuff. Plant stands that I'm no longer using. Spider plants that I saved from the babies that blew off and planted themselves in my garden. Couldn't just leave them die. Last minute I dug up all the little baby spider plants and wintered them. Yeah, most of them are gone now. So I made a little money, sold some pots, the ones that I'm not using, plants and pots, and plant stands. So finally, my daughter decided to have a pop-up sale, and I just kind of went for it. She invited me to, put my stuff out, and it was worth it. Same day I got my potatoes planted. Win-win. So this year, I believe, is going to be the year we're going to start selling stuff. I keep saying that I'm going to sell stuff, and then this part I'm okay with. I'd like it to be warmer, but I don't mind doing this. But the selling part, I don't like doing. You have to do the things you don't like to get the things you want. do things you don't want to get the things you want. Me being here in the first place is something I didn't want to do. Strawberry pot needs to be groomed. So I'm turning the deck into a kitchen garden for early spring because I have so many cold crops in pots and getting ready to go in pots. These I haven't tore down yet, but I will. Can you guess what I'm planting here? Loosening up the soil so the carrots can stretch. Now, doing all this work, I'm not even sure if I still have carrot seeds. They don't last well. I might have planted them all, which is fine. I can get the seeds next time I'm out. That is the next thing going into the ground, regardless. So planting carrots is not the hard part. The hard part is preparing the soil, spring cleanup. So there's 2 rows, 2 short rows. I'm thinking that's what I have room for. I have to be able to walk through here. I'll probably plant something along the fence that climbs in between the garlic. The huge foxglove there. It's probably several foxgloves that has to be pulled up. And a bunch of forget-me-nots. I'm not going to do this today, but it's on my list. The carrots go on the other side of the greenhouse. I did end up buying carrots. It says 2024. I have the place marked out for corn. I have 4 stakes in the ground. It's a 4x4 square on the other side of the potatoes. I haven't, dug out all the stuff that's there. Celery came back up. I had a lot of celery in here, but the mice have been eating on them all winter. So I'll move the celery to another spot and I'll dig all this stuff up. Plenty of time before corn, though. I'm not worried about that. Tomatoes go along the fence. Peppers, I think I'm going to put over there in that other side of the greenhouse. There's a lot more room. I lengthened the beds, the rows over here for the carrots, all the way to the end. They were going to the brick, which is in the way. When we get those nasty storms, that brick keeps the greenhouse from blowing over, which it did once. It blew over and twisted. And we added a framework to it to help hold it down and keep it from twisting in the wind. So, potatoes, carrots, and the onions are in the jugs. Half of those jugs are onions. I'm not watering them. It just rained. The soil's wet. So that's it. I gotta make a sign. A little sign like this. What was that? It's gonna get cold and it'll knock these flowers back for a while. Sprouts. Buds are sprouting. Honeysuckle.